9.2, number 6, we're supposed to find the eccentricity of the ellipse. So we're going to do the completing the square technique. So I will keep the 4x squared over here. I'm going to bring the 24x next to it. Then I'll have the 3y squared plus the 18y. Get those two next to each other. And remember, when you switch sides, that goes over as a negative 51. Now, we always want the stuff in front of the squared values to be 1. So we have to factor a 4 out here. And then you also have to do it from the next term. So it's kind of like you're grouping these two terms together, and that will be negative 6x. I know I will be adding something new right there. Then over here, I factor out a 3. Remember, you're kind of grouping those two together, so then that's also a 6y. And then I have negative 51, and we can see that we're going to be adding a few new numbers. So this is my new middle term, this negative 6. So I'm going to take negative 6 and divide by 2, which is negative 3. I square it, and I get 9. But when I put 9 here, I should always check out front and notice that there's a 4. So even though I've put a 9 here, what I've done is I've changed my problem by 36. So I have to make sure I add 36 over there. Then I take my 6 and divide by 2 again, and I get 3. I square it, and I get 9. I put 9 in, check out front, there's a 3, so that's really 27. So when I add 27 over there. So now we're looking at 4. Now remember, when you go to do the factoring part, this factors into 2 identical factors, but the number right there is what I put in the parentheses. So I go x minus 3. And then over here we have a 3. And again, this is a y, and I have my number right there, positive 3. And then when you add all this up, this is negative 51 plus 63, so I'm getting a 12 over here. And then the final step is make sure you divide by 12, because that's going to make sure that our ellipse is equal to 1. 4 over 12 is 1/3, so this is x minus 3 squared over 3 plus y plus 3 squared over 4 is equal to 1. So if I'm doing the eccentricity is c over a. So right now, I know that my a value is the larger of the two denominators. Do the square root. So I take the 4, I square root that, and I get a 2. So my a value is 2. To find the c value, I use that formula, a squared minus b squared. So c will be the square root of big denominator minus small denominator. So that's the square root of 1, which is simply 1. So I can put that on top. So according to my equation of ellipse, my eccentricity is that 1/2.